Before we get Good afternoon. This is Marcus Johnson. You are live with TSTRADIO. Before we get started, I wanted to say thank you to all of the soldiers overseas that's fighting overseas for our country. Today is 9/11. I just wanted to thank all of our soldiers that have fought or that is overseas fighting now for our country. And I wanted to send a special happy birthday to my older brother, Derek Marshall. Thanks for all the support and love that you guys on Facebook has been showing. So we're going to get in the show. We're going to start with some high school football today. Friday, Wetumpka and Stanhope played each other in Stanhope. Wetumpka came out on top 54-31. Wetumpka rushed for 371 yards as a team. That was a game that I checked out. If you check out my page on Twitter and on Facebook, you will see that I had a highlight video from that game. It was a pretty good game. Wetumpka pretty much came out and dominated on the offensive side of the ball, hit for some pretty big plays. Kavasi Smoke had a great game. J.D. Martin had a great game. On the defensive side of the ball, Nick Turner, he had a great game, accounted for many tackles on the defensive side of the ball, had one interception. So they started out to a good season. They have one loss on their belt. I think they lost to Chelsea. So they had a pretty good start. Some other teams that played was UMS Wright versus Andalusian. USM Wright came out on top 14-7 in that one. Pelham and Helen. Pelham came out on top 20-16. Lanier and Russ, he's their defensive coach. He's a DB coach over there. Valdosta is 2-0 against their 178 region. They're outscoring the rest of the region 80-26. So they're doing great up there. Shout out to Kendall Lacey. So you got those guys doing great. We're going to get into some NFL football. Today is the kickoff of NFL football. I know you guys are out there watching now. I just got done watching some before I came in to do the show. So a couple teams is playing today. The Vikings versus the Titans. Derrick Henry is making his first debut of the season. Bears and Texans, Browns, Eagles, Bills, Ravens, Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Saints, the Bucks, and Falcons. Bengals versus the Jets for the Deflategate case. So it's gonna be a very good weekend. You should tune in if you're not already tuned in. Let's jump over to some college football. On yesterday, we had Arkansas and TCU go at it. It was a very good game. Arkansas and TCU went into overtime. Arkansas came out on top 41-38. Arkansas, they came out slow, but they got it together. They won time of possession. I think that was a big key in this game. The rushing game was on point. They ran the football. They stuck. Once they saw that the rushing game was working, they stuck to it. So Arkansas pretty much played their game. Kenny Hill for TCU, he displayed his arm. They had some very big plays. They had 204 yards in the first quarter passing. After the first quarter, Tennessee just took over. As I said, defense held them under 200 yards, 3 quarters combined. Dobbs showed better movement in the pocket. He showed better consistency. He showed better confidence. Dobbs had 106 rushing yards. Tied for school history, most in school records. So that was a pretty good game for them. Georgia and Nichols. Georgia, I don't know. I think Georgia might be turning to the new Tennessee. Last couple of weeks coming into the season, I was saying that Tennessee was hyped. But Tennessee came out for a long time. He's my boy. But he's going to have to get it together if he want me on his bandwagon. I'm supporting Kirby all the way, but if he don't get it together, I'm gonna have to fall off that bandwagon. Easton didn't capitalize on a couple plays. That's what hurt him. Jason Easton, he really didn't capitalize on a couple plays. He had, I know, one play in the red zone. He had a guy open in the back of the end zone, and he threw the ball to the guy for in the flats of 5 yards. He had a guy. He's missing opportunities to score the football. On the play, he still got the first down, but there was an opportunity to score, and I think they end up kicking a field goal on that. So he's missing. He's not capitalizing, pretty much. A guy to look for, everybody take it. But Florida came out playing with very, very, very high intensity. Florida came out and dominated this game across the board. Kentucky offensive line struggled very bad. Georgia was getting to the quarterback. Florida was getting to the quarterback easily. They was getting in the backfield, sacking the quarterback 3 plays in a row. They was just dominating the line of scrimmage. That great defense played by Florida's secondary. They had, I think, 3 picks. I think Florida's DBs had more catches from Kentucky's quarterback than Kentucky's receivers did. They caught 3 interceptions, and I think, they tied because I think Kentucky. So Florida looking like a totally different team. I know I doubted Florida coming into this game. They pretty much gave me every reason to doubt them. So I pretty much doubted them coming into this game, but they showed me. So I'm kind of on the Florida bandwagon. I feel like they're gonna win the East easily now. With Tennessee, I still don't think Tennessee will. I don't think they have enough to compete with Florida. With what Florida showed me, they're spreading the ball around and just competing. They're looking like the old Florida that we're used to seeing. So that is good for Florida. Moving on, Tennessee and South Carolina was another game that I thought was going to be very great, which was a great game. Mississippi State, they came out, played a whole lot better than they did against South Alabama last week. They pulled it out, dominated, showed that they went back, regrouped, got everything together, and pretty much showed that they have what it takes to compete now. So